Now, just ahead of the news at 7 o'clock, we know her, of course, as the voice of news during the breakfast show here at BBC Wiltshire, but it seems that our Anna Bird has a hidden side. You see, she's been chosen to take part in a special performance run by Wiltshire's national dance agency, Swindon Dance. 6 local personalities from the world of media, politics and sport, who also have little or no experience of dance, are being brought together and paired up with experienced dancers to take their first steps. So with just 2 weeks to go before they all perform in what's been known as Strictly Swindon before a live audience, let's hear how Anna got on at her first session.
Here I am at my very first rehearsal for Strictly Swindon at the dance studios at the Town Hall. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go because I don't think dancing is exactly one of my strong points. However, I do know that we're going to learn a Latin routine and that we'll be performing it in a finale at the Strictly Swindon event happening on the 15th of July. So, we've got just over 2 weeks to learn it. And we're about to start our first rehearsal. I'm off to meet some of the other people taking part, and most important of all, my dance partner Merville Jones. My stomach is doing a few small somersaults at the moment, but generally I'm feeling quite excited. So let's see how our first rehearsal goes.
Shimmy, shimmy! Come on guys, you can do it!
Hi, I'm Aaron now, and I play ice hockey for the Swindon Wildcats.
And Aaron, how have you found that tonight's training session has gone in our rehearsal for Strictly Swindon?
Well, it was different, but it ended up going pretty well, I think.
Did you find the moves okay? To be honest, I found some of them a little bit difficult, and trying to remember all the steps was proving a little bit tricky for me and my partner. How did you find it?
It was tough, but after a few times I got used to it a little bit, and then you just got to try and copy other people.
Was it tougher than you expected?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, so...
No, nor did I, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect, and it sort of turned out thinking, oh, no, it probably won't be that difficult.
It was all right, and I enjoyed it.
Anthony Clark, I'm a swimmer and coach at Swindon Dolphin Swimming Club.
How did you find it?
It was hard to think through the moves, not so much physically, but mentally probably, just trying to remember everything and trying to keep smiling.
What about the coordination aspects of it all?
Yeah, well, I mean, once you got into it, it was actually fairly easy in bits, but once you lost your rhythm, then that was it. You had to sort of think and put on a serious face and catch up again, so that was a bit tricky.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you're a master swimmer, you're a swimming coach, you're very fit and things. So it is a case of, I suppose, trying to remember all the moves, the order they go in, and the routine itself is about 3 minutes long. It's quite a lot to remember.
It's all about, like anything, it's all about practice.
We haven't done too badly, have we, for our first 90-minute rehearsal? Do you think we're going to nail it by the 15th of July?
I think so. Nobody will notice.
So our first rehearsal is all over and done with now. We spent the last 90 minutes or so learning an entire Latino routine. The routine itself, once we added it together, lasted about 3 minutes. And within that we did salsa, we mamboed, we did some open steps, we did some shimmying and lots of twisting and turning and spinning around. I do feel like I've had a bit of a workout, to be honest. My heart rate's definitely pumping and I'm a little bit out of breath. So for us, it's going to be same time next week.
And next week, things shift up a gear for her first ever dance performance in front of a live audience in just a couple of weeks' time. It's all part of a show on at the Town Hall Studios in Swindon on Sunday the 15th of July at 5 o'clock. Shall we all go and point? Yes, let's.
So last week, Anna from this programme, our own newsreader, Anna Bird, she was on the dance floor for a forthcoming event which is being run and staged by Wiltshire's national dance agency, Swindon Dance. 6 local personalities from the world of media, politics and sport have been brought together and paired up with experienced dancers to discover and promote the fun of dance. So with just under a week to go before they all perform in front of a live audience, how's it all going?
2, 3, and keep hold of the hand. Boom, 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 and turn in.
We've just arrived at the dance studios for the start of our second rehearsal for Strictly Swindon. We're putting together a Latin routine to perform in front of an audience at the Strictly Swindon event, which isn't too long away now. Last week at our first rehearsal, it was quite fast, and we did the mamba, we did some salsa, spins. If I'm completely honest, I've forgotten some of the moves, so we'd better go and get warmed up and get on with trying to nail the routine. Rod Blue, leader of Swindon Borough Council, is also taking part. How are you feeling?
Nervous. I've done some fairly nerve-wracking things over the years, but I think this is going to come quite high on the list.
I've just seen you practising a couple of the steps. What do you think of it so far?
Well, if that's the taster, it's going to be interesting, but I'm sure I'll get there.
Have you done much dancing in the past?
Well, ballroom dancing about 35 years ago, so a bit of catching up to do.
Anthony Clark, master swimmer and coach of Swindon Dolphins Swimming Club. You're here for the second rehearsal as well of Strictly Swindon. How are you feeling ahead of going into round number 2?
I have to be honest, I have done a little bit of practice from what I can remember.
Have you got any tips for me? How can I practice this routine at home when, 1, I'm struggling to remember it, and 2, I'm married to someone who literally has 2 left feet?
I'd say don't practice it at home, practice it at work, practice it in front of everybody. Do it at the bus stop or at the side of the street, it doesn't really matter.
Is that what you've been doing then?
I have been doing a bit at work, I've been doing a bit in the pool actually.
Ready, 6, 7, we go. Rod, how did you find that tonight?
Well, that was my first rehearsal and I got through it, so I suppose I have to be pleased with that.
What about some of the moves? Do you tricky?
I think I've got most of the moves, but not necessarily in the right order, so it's just got to work on it a bit. How anybody does Strictly Come Dancing, I will never know.
I think that'll be fine. I think he just needs a bit of practice. I think we'll be fine.
So I've got Anthony again with me. Anthony, how did you find tonight's rehearsal?
Much easier than last week. It's all starting to come together, I think.
Now, at one point in tonight's rehearsal, my professional partner had to leave early, unfortunately, so I was partnered with you for a bit. How did you find that?
Very interesting, because obviously you had to concentrate a lot more. I mean, it was difficult. Throwing each other around, I think, was more to the point.
So that's rehearsal number 2 over and finished with another 90 minutes of our Latin routine. Now, last week, I must say, it felt like a really huge learning curve, but this week we seem to have nailed a few more of the moves, and we're starting to gel, really, as a group. I think it's looking pretty good, to be honest. We've got one more rehearsal to go, and then it's showtime.
Oh, come on, Anna. Showtime. Town Hall Studios in Swindon is this Sunday, the 15th, at 5 in the evening. And more of Anna's progress on our lunchtime show with Graham Seaman from midday. Should I read anything into the fact that Anna's professional partner had to leave early?
Right then, here we go. Now, for the past 3 weeks, BBC Wiltshire's Anna Bird has been rehearsing for her first ever dance performance in front of an audience. And as you probably know, we've been following her journey at lunchtimes to the big stage, along with 5 other personalities from the world of media, sport, politics, and that includes Swindon Borough Council leader Rod Blue. They've all trained with her. Now, each of the 6 of them, they've all been paired up with a dance professional. And last night, Strictly Swindon was presented to an excited audience at the home of the National Dance Agency in Swindon. And I was there with Anna to capture the whole thing for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome here to the Town Hall Studios, where we present the finale to Swindon's big dance event.
Dress rehearsal went really well, I think. The very first time that we'd done the whole routine all together, all in one go, and had basically not had any, stopping to correct things. And also, first time we'd done it in front of anybody. So all the other dancers who were in the performance tonight, they sat and watched us.
Rod Blue must be very excited right now, or a little bit nervous.
I'm not sure excited is the right word. I think probably nervous is closer. Easily the craziest thing I've ever let myself in for. That said, it's really quite enjoyable. And I have huge respect now for anybody who does this in front of millions of people on live TV.
At the end of tonight, when you finish, what are you hoping to go away from this feeling?
Not humiliated.
Anthony Clark from Swindon Dolphins Swimming Club. Feeling okay, feeling excited actually, rather than nervous. I'm kind of hoping I'm going to get a bit nervous. It's just 3 rehearsals. Hopefully it's going to be enough. Once the crowd sort of get us going, it's going to make it a lot easier.
I'm Helen Mear and I'm the Commissioner for Leisure and Culture for Swindon Borough Council. Well, I'll let you into a little secret. I used to be a dance teacher. So actually I'm feeling a bit of additional pressure because lots of people know that. Not to mention the fact that I'm the festival director for the Big Arts Day, so I'm a little bit shattered and missed one of the rehearsals. It's probably been the most challenging week of my life, actually, but hey-ho, we got through it.
We are very proud to present our own Strictly Swindon team. Wiltshires with its dance partner, BBC Radio newsreader Anna Bird.
Was it their first performance here this evening? Oh, commendable, commendable. What did you think of it?
Brilliant, yeah, it's great fun. Just the fact that they were joining in and having fun.
Did you enjoy it this evening?
Yes, fantastic.
What did you think of the last bit, the Strictly Swindon with
Excellent. Saw my son dance for the first time.
You must be very proud.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Really good evening, good showcase for the whole of Swindon as well.
Yeah, the whole show was brilliant. That bit was very clever. They're very brave.
Anna!
Hi! Hello!
Come on then, reaction, you're off stage now.
Wow.
Audience loved it.
That was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. Before we went on, I was really, really nervous. I don't know, I could feel myself shaking and I was all clammy, and we went on and, well, I remembered the moves. There was one slightly hairy moment. You're supposed to keep hold of each other's hands and we let go, but I managed to keep my balance and he yanked me back towards him, spun me back round, and off we carried, and it was fine. And yeah, we got to the end of the performance and I think it was okay. You know, we've come out and done it and it's been all right.
Well done to you, Anna Bird. You've done a brilliant job. I thought it was fantastic. Do you think this might spur you on to do more?
Well, do you know what? Quite a few of us have been talking about this, about how much we've enjoyed doing it, the freedom and learning to dance and learning something new and taking on a challenge, and how much we've enjoyed it. So a few of us have said we actually might come and have a look at some of the dance classes here, and maybe, I don't know if I want to do any more performing in front of a crowd.
Bravo, bravo. It's all right for me sat in the audience, pointing, saying, oh, look, there's Anna. It is a tough thing to do, and everybody who took part in it had a great time. And the whole idea of it was, of course, to get people thinking a bit more about dance, the fun of it. Obviously, the benefits of dancing, you get fit as well. But everybody who took part had great fun. To do all that in 3 weeks, remarkable.